My fellow citizens of all nations, what determines the truth? Is it an idea of a book or the swords? Which one determines the truth for the human society? If we look at the majority of nations, majority of cultures, majority of ideologies that are widespread today, we will see that a lot of nations, a lot of ideologies, in fact, spread and have been developed based on the very bad ideas by sword, by means of intimidation, by means of violence, instead of like arguments and by like, here is this book, read this book, and you will, once you finish reading this book, you will understand the truth. Like, this is a sort of a childish understanding. Majority of people want to believe, and at some point we want to believe that that's how ideologies and ideas go through inside people's heads. But I mean, it's simply ideologistic, and this is not truth at all. In fact, even if we were to look at religions, like religion has a different class. There are people that never bother to, for example, know majority of stuff about religion. They don't go deeply into history of their etc. This is something their parents believe in, their grandparents believed in, and they also believe in, and that's it. And they are not going to ask a lot of questions because they were born there. Like, if they were born in different circumstances, they would also follow same slavishly that sort of things. And that type of people and that type of thinking basically made life very boring for majority of society, and that type of thinking simply stops advancement of society. There were a lot of people, for example, that said common things such as Giordano Bruno, and he was burned. And people are like, well, people were burned alive for saying like common things. Something like we all of us agree today. It's a lie to say that one society is better than the other one. In fact, there are whole studies on the nature of the crowds and whole like observation analysis of, for example, what happened in Nazi Germany, how societies are formed in general, and how dangerous crowds are, not only for themselves but for other peoples as well. And the fact that the most dangerous elements in society are not the outsiders, but the part of society that cannot integrate, is full of hatred and wants to destroy society for the sake of destruction, and that's all they can do. In fact, there's this observation about them Rome that's inside the Roman Empire. There are people that just wanted to demolish the Roman Empire for the sake of destroying it. And in fact, if we look at the last centuries of Roman Empire, which is also known as the Byzantine Empire, it was nothing more than just corruption. People that were trying and doing their best to just destroy it, and all their plan was just to destroy it. They had no other alternative, no other thing to offer. They were not outsiders, they were part of the empire, but they were just hell-bent on destroying the empire. That brings us to the matter of the nature of the societies and nature of cultures. There is this idea in philosophy that let's say average people will follow the culture, they also follow the culture, but they follow the rule as well, and they obey the law. Well, there's this idea that they obey the law, not because they want to obey the law, but because they don't have power to basically not obey the law and get away with it. Which implies that if they had the power to not to obey to the law and not receive any sort of punishment, they would do whatever they wanted to do. Society is based largely on a certain human instinct and energies that has been suppressed and directed toward creative stuff and toward the creation. There is this prayer by Mark Twain, war prayer. It's called war prayer, and I advise you to listen to it on YouTube. You could probably find it, just type Mark Twain's war prayer. It's a very interesting prayer because it also shows us that there's a side of the society we don't want to see. When God appears in that prayer, during that prayer, and asks them this question: so you are praying for your victor, so you are praying for your children to return alive to you, so you want me to fulfill your wish by burning the others, destroying their families, uprooting them, while returning yours alive back home? This is what are you praying for? Have a nice day, and see you in our next video. Bye bye.